Councilmember, welcome to the program here. You're the only member of council to vote against this budget. Tell us why.
Yeah, I mean, our budget is $5.9 billion. And to me, it was a glaring example of fiscal irresponsibility at a time when our residents are struggling. I hear every day from constituents who tell me that they can barely afford to buy groceries at this time, and that an additional tax burden on them would be problematic. And so I felt that it was my duty as a council member to be fiscally responsible and propose cuts that we could make to our $5.9 billion budget to help ease that tax burden. And my colleagues did not agree. I voted against the budget because it's going to be a burden on taxpayers.
This seems to me on the surface like it's only going to exacerbate the affordability problem in Austin.
I absolutely agree with that sentiment. My colleagues constantly preach from the dais that they are concerned about the affordability crisis in Austin. But when you are going to raise a budget nearly $2 billion more than it was 4 years ago and ask residents for an 8.2% increase in city property taxes, utility bills, and fees from what we approved last year, we're doing the exact opposite of providing affordability for our residents. We are burdening them with additional taxes. And I feel strongly that's going to not just gentrify our community, but force out people that make the fabric of Austin what it is. And I hate to see that potentially happening.
What kind of reaction have you gotten from constituents?
Well, a lot of my constituents already have been out in the community. I went to the grocery store last night after a council meeting, and individuals who were shopping with their families thanked me for my effort in trying to reduce taxes through the budget. People are appreciative of the stance that I took to ease that tax burden, but I've also heard the opposite about my colleagues. There are individuals that are very angry at the council for pushing forward with products and items in the budget that don't represent the values of this city and are causing for more of that burden on our taxpayers.
On the surface level here, what does this mean to the average person in Austin? Is it, in the numbers I've seen, an extra $370 a year is what they're going to pay in fees and taxes and city services?
Yeah, that is exactly correct. But I will add that we're not the only taxing entity in the city of Austin. We have the city of Austin, we've got Travis County, we've got AISD, we've got Central Health and Austin Community College. And by the napkin math that I did just this morning, the average homeowner is going to end up paying $1,137 in property taxes, which is more than $100 a month of what they've paid previously. That is a lot of money. And my biggest concern is that individuals in this city are going to have to choose. Are they going to put gas in their cars to get to work? Are they going to put food on the table for their families? Where are they going to make cuts? Because ultimately, the city, I feel, should have made cuts to the budget, just like anybody else's income and budget at home.
People watching this will say, well, listen, council member, there are some positives to this. The city employees, civilian employees at police department and other places are going to get pay raises with this budget.
Yeah, I didn't support cutting pay raises out of the city budget. In fact, my budget cuts were centered around items like a $150,000 a year spin class that the city pays for at the YMCA. I believe in fitness and I believe in being healthy, but I also feel that if someone wants to be able to do that, they should go do it on their own. We shouldn't be taxing the many to help the few. Another item in this budget is related to abortion travel fees. We had a council member come forward with an amendment for $400,000 so that individuals seeking abortions could leave the state and have their travel and incidentals paid for. Again, we're taxing the many to help the few. I believe that's something that fundamentally should be done or supported by a nonprofit organization that can raise that money from people who believe in that. We have people in this community who practice religions and have beliefs that should not happen. And we should be respectful of that as a city.
Austin's budget has jumped nearly $2 billion over 4 years. And that seems like a massive increase when you consider the city of Dallas is even larger than Austin, and its budget is about $1 billion less.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I mean, when you think about it, in that same time frame, childcare costs have jumped 32%. Grocery prices have surged by 25%, according to the USDA. We really need relief for our community in order to solve the affordability crisis. But passing a budget that's $5.9 billion and adding additional burdens on community members is not the right way to go about doing it.
Of course, there's a budget every year, but do you think that this larger budget is going to have any long-term impact on the city of Austin?
I absolutely do. We have a lot of one-time funded services, such as an additional cadet class for firefighters that are included in this budget. There's no long-term funding for that. And so I don't see a clear pathway forward for the city of Austin to meet its needs for ongoing services without our budgets year over year increasing.
Councilmember, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.